Baby, please don't leave. We can talk this out. It was just a dream, I promise. Jen, you accused me of cheating on you. Even after what happened with my ex, you really thought I was capable of infidelity, I said, hoisting my bag onto my back. Kenny, I'm sorry. How many times do I have to apologize? I was out of line and I shouldn't have said that. But you have to see it from my point of view. Your point of view? Jen, you woke up today screaming at me and trying to prove that I fucked some imaginary girl. I do see it from your point of view. She stared at her feet for a long time. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. When my girlfriend finally glanced up, tears were beginning to spill from her eyes. I wanted nothing more than to wrap her in a bear hug and tell her that everything was okay. But it wasn't. And we both knew that. I'm about to leave, I said, as a pang of guilt stabbed through my chest like a bayonet. I'll call you in a couple days when I've had a chance to think things over, alright? Jen shuffled over and threw her arms around me before I had a chance to protest. I didn't return the gesture. I'm sorry, baby. I'll give you your space. I love you, my Ken doll. I gazed down at her despondently as she released me from her grip. I'll see you in a few days, Jen. Goodbye. Her bottom lip quivered as I slammed the door in her face. Tears clouded my vision as I reversed out of the driveway of our shared apartment. Was I really doing this? Maybe I should just forgive her. I really did love her, after all. No. I needed to do this. And Jen needed to learn that her words carry weight. I spent the next couple of days at my parents' house. I told them that Jen and I had gotten into it, but I didn't elaborate. They didn't pry, sensing that I could use some space. I took some much-needed time to myself to mull things over. I was leaning toward returning home and taking Jen back when I received a call that turned my world upside down. Hello? Mrs. Thompson, is everything okay? My heart thudded against my ribcage as I heard muffled sniffles on the other end of the line. Kenny, it's Jen. She's been in an accident. She's in the ICU. They don't know if she's going to make it. She burst into hysterics, leaving me to process those devastating words. Why no, that can't. Which hospital is she at? Methodist. I'm on my way, I said, adrenaline surging through my veins as I bolted to my car. I flew down the empty streets, doing well over the speed limit. I felt numb as I drove, praying to any god that would listen for Jen's recovery. What had I done? My girlfriend meant the world to me, and now there was a chance that I could lose her forever without even getting a chance to say goodbye. I skidded onto a desolate road, nearly to my destination, when my heart stopped. A man in a brown leather jacket stood in the middle of the road. His round-rimmed glasses glinted in my headlights as I slammed on the brakes and swerved. Time felt like it slowed to a crawl. The stranger's stare followed me as I lost control. My life flashed before my eyes. And then, it was over as quickly as it began. I suddenly found myself slumped against the steering wheel, blood smearing a deflated airbag. I leaned up, pain immediately searing through my right leg. I screamed in agony as a figure approached my demolished Camaro. You really screwed up, man. You should have paid me my due. I furrowed my brows, racking my brain, but coming up empty. What the hell are you talking about? I've never met you, dude. Are you sure about that? He asked, placing a hand on my shoulder. A torrent of memories began to flood through my brain. He was right. I had met him before. And that filled me with a kind of primal fear that I hope I never experience again. That's right, he said. Real shame that you couldn't control yourself around that little brunette from work. I cleaned up your mess. Now it's time to pay the piper. It was one stupid mistake. Look, Jen is in the hospital. I really need to go. I'll pay you later, just please let me see her. I sobbed, tears spilling down my face. He pondered for a moment. Okay. I'll cut you a deal. I'll make all of this go away, again, then you and your little girlfriend can live happily ever after. But you have to give me what I want. Right here, right now. Well, what do you want? A nauseating smile inched its way across his lips as dread seeped into my heart. I swore that for a second, I glimpsed a forked tongue slither between his teeth. What he said next sent abject hopelessness sinking into my stomach like a stone. I want your soul. I awoke in a familiar room. A girl lay beside me, facing the wall. I'd recognize that petite frame and those platinum blonde highlights anywhere. It was Jen. She was okay. Pure unabated contentment flooded through me. Until I remembered my conversation with Wayne. I have a feeling that I won't be getting any more second chances. As I lay here, holding the love of my life, I can only hope that I've made the right decision.